Welcome to another featured video. This time it's from a channel called That Guy 114. And That Guy 114, let me tell you something about him. He's been submitting videos for the featured videos for quite some time now. I think this was the third one that he sent me. And they're always good, but I was like, not quite there yet. But he's been working at it, and they've been getting steadily better. And this one, I think, is really great. It's about the top 5 strangest things about Spider-Man, and they are really weird. But the videos he's done after this one have got even better since then. So I'll link his channel in the corner, and I'll link it again at the end if you want to check him out. In the meantime, enjoy.
Hello everybody, I'm going to be bringing you the top 5 strangest facts about Spider-Man. Let's get started, shall we? Number 5. He's not always himself. In the 90s, Marvel decided to shake things up by revisiting a Spider-Man plot from the 70s, involving a mad Professor Peters who created a Spider-Man clone. The clone apparently died, but he reappears 2 decades later as the Scarlet Spider. Things get weird when the story hints that this clone is real, and the Peter we know and love is in fact the clone. In the ensuing fiasco, Peter loses his powers, impregnates Mary Jane, and moves to Portland before it was cool. Ultimately, the status quo for Peter as a New York hero is restored, when the comic reveals that the clone shenanigans were just another one of the Green Goblin's plots. Following reader outrage at the baffling storyline, Marvel Comics filed for bankruptcy at the end of 1996. Luckily for them, Marvel only stays dead as long as the characters that they write. Number 4. Spider-transmitted diseases. Normally when Peter Parker frets that Spider-Man is likely to kill those closest to him, it is simply an emotional metaphor. However, in the Spider-Man storyline Reign, a Dark Knight Returns homage, or ripoff, it shows an aged Spidey returning to fight a corrupt city. The metaphor gets a little too literal. At one point, Spider-Man must confront the body of Mary Jane, who has long since died. The story gets strange when Spidey reveals what killed her. Contrary to the Totem storyline, Spidey claims that she was killed by his radioactive sperm? What? Huh. Spider-Man even gives us all the gory details, like a spider crawling up inside your body and laying 1,000 eggs of cancer. Oh my god! I killed you. Huh. It is at this point that an otherwise amusingly divergent alternate reality becomes completely baffling. Had Gwen Stacy been doomed to die of cancer too before her run-in with the Green Goblin? Will Black Cat one day perish from her dalliances with Peter? At the very least, this disturbing revelation takes the fun out of singing "He's Got Radioactive Blood." Number 3. He's occasionally the bad guy. One of the most recent Spider-Man storylines has also been one of the most controversial. During battle with a dying Dr. Octopus, the villain uses his own groundbreaking technology to place his mind inside Spider-Man's body. This is par for the comic book course. Heroes and villains alike are mind-controlled by their foes on a regular basis. What made this situation different is how seemingly permanent it was. Doc Ock successfully cast Peter's mind out of his own body, and an entire year of Spider-Man comics was devoted to the Doctor's attempt to be a superior Spider-Man. In some cases, this worked out for the best. While driving Spider-Man's body, Doc Ock helped Peter finish a PhD and found his own company. But he also gained the distrust of groups like the Avengers for his overly brutal and sometimes even fatal brand of vigilante justice. Thankfully, everything worked out. Faced with the prospect of the Green Goblin destroying everything he had created, Dr. Octopus sacrificed his own mind and life to restore Peter to his own body, just in time for Spider-Man to save the day. Number 2. If you watch enough Spider-Man movies and cartoons, you'll eventually wonder about Peter Parker's financial situation. How could a freelance photographer possibly manage to afford to live in the pricey borough of Manhattan? In the comics, Spider-Man has actually held many other jobs over the years, with steadier pay. Peter took a job as a high school science teacher during Dan Slott's time writing The Hero. He got a very prestigious job working as a scientist for Horizon Labs, where it was revealed that he used the job to provide Spider-Man with crime-fighting equipment. He even started his very own company while his body was under control of Dr. Octopus. While the infamous bad luck that follows him may take it away at any moment, it currently seems like Peter's days of living from photo to photo are long behind him. And number 1. He might be Jewish. Marvel has steered clear of any open religious affiliation when it comes to their most beloved hero, perhaps very wisely. However, for those reading behind the lines, or in some cases just reading the lines themselves, there are a number of interesting clues. Spider-Man has been written by a number of prominent Jewish writers, including comic legends Peter David and Brian Michael Bendis, and of course creator Stan Lee. His dialogue is often littered with traces of Yiddish, such as remarking "Oi!" to convey his exasperation. Avi Arad, producer of Spider-Man and the Avengers, commented that he thought it was clear that Stan Lee had drawn upon his own experiences to portray the Parkers as a Jewish family trying to forge a new identity in the city. Andrew Garfield, the Jewish actor portraying the most recent incarnation of Spider-Man, believes that the neurotic good son who never thinks he has done enough to help everyone represents Jewish culture.